Hello and welcome to another ThesisReady.com video tutorial. This tutorial is part 1 of 3 in a series where we will go over building a cool and useful functionality with custom fields, which we've been using quite a bit around various client projects and on ThesisReady.com. So we're here on the info page for the new thesis skin analogy, which we've just released. You'll notice when you scroll down the page, in the main content area, we have this section that says Analogy Features, followed by a series of bullet points, with these nice little check images and information about each feature. Normally to make this, you could create an unordered list within WordPress, but having that information in custom fields means we can reuse it in a number of cool ways. Also, we really wanted to control the check image and have our setup be better structured than a normal unordered list. So what we're going to go over in this tutorial is how to create an unordered list loop using custom fields. So here we are on our development site, and you can see we just have a default post here. We're going to start by going into the post edit page, and we're going to create a new custom field which we're going to call bullet-points, and under value we'll enter .1 this is awesome. Then we'll add a second custom field calling it again bullet-points and give that a value of .2 this is also awesome. Then we'll update the post and check back on the page and refresh, and nothing has changed. That's fine, we're just laying the groundwork here. Now we'll head over into our custom functions.php and start building the loop. We'll begin by adding our action. So we'll put in add action and we'll add bullet loop to thesis hook after post. Next we'll create the function. We're calling this function bullet loop, and as always when we're creating a new function and we're going to be using post information in here outside of the loop, we're going to use the global $post variable. Then we're adding a conditional here called if is single. This means we're only going to show the contents of this function if it's a single page, meaning we don't want to show this on the home page or on a regular page or the archives, etc. Now we're going to grab the custom field called bullet-points for this current post using this getPost meta function. And this last parameter is set to false because we don't want to just echo it, because that would just return the word array if there is more than one piece of information in there. Then we set the entire thing equal to the variable called $meta. Next, what we want to do is run another check to make sure that $meta isn't empty. That way, if there's nothing in this variable, the rest of the function won't happen. This way we're only displaying an output if there is information to display. We'll do this by inserting a div and calling it custom bullet points. We'll add an h2 tag in there with the title of the post and then the word features. This is just like what we've done on the ThesisReady site with subheadings like analogy features, for example. You can put in whatever you want on your site. We're just keeping the tutorial as similar to the example page as possible. Now we'll add the bulk of this function. We've added echo followed by ul, which is an unordered list, with a class of skin features. Again, we're just using the same text from our example page. And here's the important part. We're imploding the contents of that meta variable. The PHP documentation does a better job of explaining this than I could, so go ahead and check out the URL on your screen right now to learn more. The meta variable is a giant array, and the more information you add to it, the bigger the array gets. What we're doing is breaking it apart and wrapping the array by closing the li tag and then opening it back up again. So everywhere that there is a new piece of data in the array, we substitute the opening and closing of the list element. We'll save and refresh, and you can see our 2 bullet points are now in the post, complete with their headline. This function is so cool because rather than just creating a normal unordered list, by creating everything in the custom field tags, you'll have access to that data in a very granular way, and you can reuse it in a bunch of places later on. We're going to stop part 1 here. Next week we're going to pick back up by styling this, and then in part 3 we're going to get more into the advanced features of it. There's a lot of cool things you can do with this, and we'll cover a bunch of them in part 3, so stay tuned. And as always, feel free to leave a comment or send an email with any questions you may have. Thank you for choosing ThesisReady. We'll see you next time.